Filler.
I thought that was good.
Filler.
Welcome back to Crystal Clear Eye on the Roundtable. I'm AwestruckVox.
I'm RetroNemo.
My name is Tom.
And today we're here to review the new Seaverse episode, What's Your Problem? Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, this episode was boring. This episode was filler.
And I went to a pizza place instead of the gem cave.
But no, actually, I really enjoyed this episode. And this is one time when I say I appreciate Seaverse for what it is, because they make episodes of just two characters talking important.
It was super casual.
Yeah, it was a really realistic depiction of what people do when they're going through things, you know? It's not always just like, hurry, let's solve this problem. It's, you know, sometimes you just gotta take a moment and spill some tea with your friends. Ruby's running away. Ruby agrees with what Sapphire said, even though Sapphire regrets it, because Sapphire went in, like I said, heart ripped out.
That was tough.
I like that it wasn't like, oh, I'm mad at you because you were mean to me. It's just like, you know, maybe you was right, so now I gotta go deal with it by myself.
Yeah. Which I think is it's a better way of handling it than just having Ruby be irrationally mad at Sapphire or like, oh, you hurt my feelings, now I'm gonna go. It's like, well, maybe you have a point. I need some space. Mm-hmm. Maybe let's regroup. I'm running away. But instead, we learned that she wanted to go run away with Greg. But in the meanwhile, Amethyst is just like, Steven, you need to take some time for yourself. Like, we can find Ruby later. How are you feeling about everything?
Yeah.
And Steven, like, basically tells her, like, I'm really confused. But what really, and all of this, Amethyst is trying to conceal how she feels because she feels as if, as she says, she's not going to spill an 1,000-year complex onto Steven. Yeah. And that was heavy.
That was a big moment.
She's saying basically that, like, she has a lot of problems, but she doesn't want to dump all of her emotional baggage on what is, like, basically someone she's looking after.
Yes.
Like a very mom thing to do.
And you said during the stream that you felt as if she was being a good parent.
Yeah. Because, like, we always say how, like, Amethyst, like, Garnet and Pearl are the parents, and then, like, Amethyst is, like, the big sister. But, like, this was one of the occasions where it's like, you know, maybe Amethyst is kind of more of a mom figure because she's actually taking responsibility around this time.
And as Steven says, she's the most mature one out of all of this. Pearl and Sapphire are just kind of wallowing in their
crying.
Yeah.
And I thought, where's Garnet? I'm like, damn, wait.
Yeah, something I noticed is that Ruby and Sapphire, both their voice acting is very emotional, but then Garnet's just really chill and monotone.
It's probably intentional.
Yeah, it's definitely intentional.
They balance each other out.
It's so good. It's so smart. And another thing that I really thought about here was, like, this is really the end of Amethyst's, like, arc, sort of. Like, this is what, like, she's been building up to, kind of, to be called the most mature crystal gem. Mm-hmm. Like, from the place she started at, when they started really focusing on her character, till now.
And especially just with her origin and everything.
Definitely.
As I said before, Stevenverse definitely plays on tropes. Like, Amethyst is introduced to be, like, the comedic relief, wacky character, doesn't have a care in the world, but they keep building upon her, and yeah, she's still chill, yeah, she can still be the comic relief, but she has layers to her.
Yeah.
She's not just someone who puts everything off anymore. She talks about how she feels, she communicates. That's awesome, and I can't see how anybody would, you know, look at this episode, look at main gem development, you know, Steven and Amethyst, and just go, well, you know, we haven't really found Ruby, or, you know, we haven't got anything more Pig Diamond, so it's just not important. You know, these are some of the most important episodes of the series.
True, yeah.
Like, you can't just, it would feel very wrong if the show just skipped over this important moment.
The diamonds and everything is really just a framing device to deal with these type of issues. Mm-hmm. Like, this is what the show at its core is all about, is talking about, like, dealing with your emotions and how to deal with your emotions in a healthy way, and when maybe it's appropriate to just not talk about your emotions for the well-being of someone else.
Honestly, this wasn't a super jam-packed episode. It's a simple episode, so as much as I adored it, there's not really much to gush about. It was just really well done development, and like I said, we needed this because, you know, after Steven turned something to Homer, I felt like we need an episode like this. And Gemcation seemed to be the opportunity for that, but they kind of focused on the Connie aspect more instead. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if we didn't get this episode, people would say, okay, well, we didn't really get to see Steven's reaction or Amethyst's reaction to everything that's going on. Like, how does he feel about Rose being Pink Diamond? Well, now we know. Like, we have a clear answer, and they both feel a lot better about it. That's solid. That's really solid. And my only real complaint in these episodes, and just, you know, not this episode as one solo episode, but as a whole arc, where's Peridot? Like,
yeah,
she's living at the temple. How have we not touched on her yet. Like, I don't think we're gonna see her tomorrow. Probably not. So she's just gonna be her maid of honor, or she's just gonna show up at the wedding like, oh, I'm glad I was conveniently left out for all of this again.
When they were in the pizza place and she was saying, yeah, Mr. Universe was up there with a tiny woman, I was thinking, oh, that's Peridot. And then she was like, yeah, she was really right. I'm like, oh, I guess not.
Yeah, Ruby. Art direction of this episode, it was an average looking episode. It was animated by Rough Draft. And you know, with such a simple episode and premise, you don't really get a lot of dynamic shots.
They did something at the end with like the helicopter on the water.
There were some good expressions here and there, but nothing to write home about. You know, yesterday was a really strong episode, just in both terms of story and art. Yeah. Here, it was a breather episode. Still important, but definitely a breather episode. So by extension, the art, the direction just kind of, you know, it just took like a small step down.
I saw people saying that like dragged on, and I really didn't feel that. Like it felt like everything just kind of happened. Like the episode felt like it was like 4 minutes long, honestly.
Yeah, it went by really fast. It did feel slow, but like it went by fast.
It felt slow to me. Like honestly, it did kind of drag on to me, but the thing is, as soon as it started, felt like it was dragging on. That's when it ended. But I feel like that's still kind of realistic. Like, you know, sometimes when you have a conversation with friends or you're feeling a certain way, time does kind of just drag on.
Definitely.
So the episode played its pacing to like as strength. But I think just because we were having a breakneck speed with Can't Go Back and A Single Bell Rose and Now We're Only Falling Apart, this was really the first episode in 3 episodes to slow down. But even Lars to Lars was really fast paced, so maybe even 4 episodes. You know, it's nice to have a breather episode, but I think because we just had so many episodes of things happening, that it's gonna feel like it's gonna drag on.
It's one of the only examples of proper episode pacing in Steven Universe, honestly. Because Steven Universe has a really bad problem of like not figuring out when to put the breather episodes, but I feel like this was one of the few occasions where it's like this is the place to put it, and that's where it ended up. Yeah,
the only thing that worries me is just because we know this all comes to a climax on Friday, and so that's two episodes before the big one, and I'm very cautious, but I'm gonna stay optimistic. You know, these episodes have not disappointed me so far, and I'm excited to see what happens next. Definitely. But so right now we're gonna cut to some Stars reactions, get your guys' thoughts on the episodes, what you guys felt about it. So roll it.
Hey, okay, so you know how the bingo card says we're gonna see a gem get shattered, and we're just kind of like, nah, what if we will? What if that gem is the original pink pearl, now that it's been confirmed that our pearl was given a pink diamond as opposed to being made for her? I still think she came from white diamond, TBH. I mean, it's just a thought. I mean, for real, they probably would have shattered pink if she wasn't a diamond.
Alright, it looks like Sapphire's fine now, and she rushed back to, like, go get Ruby. But I really like how Ruby put Sapphire's pet name on the letter, Sapphi, and then was like, no, wait, we're not together anymore. Like, I gotta call her Sapphire. And so she, like, adds the ER at the bottom. So it's just the smallest touch, but I think it makes such a difference.
I really enjoyed this episode. Amethyst, I think you're the most mature Subgeno. Is one of the funniest lines I've heard in a while. But I am concerned about Amethyst's emotional states. Her insistence on focusing on Steven and not herself makes me think that she's not handling this as well as she...
Okay, so like, I think the reason why Rose/Pink Diamond was so upset that they were taking life from the planet is because she's all about giving life. Like, her powers are all about life and giving life. And I think the reason why she made Steven is because she actually really wanted to truly make life without taking it away.
And again, link to stars in the description. Be sure to follow and tag us at Roundtable Vids so you guys can be included on the show. And also be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet early to us at AwestruckVox,
at RetroNemo,
and at TommyPQM,
and at Roundtable Vids on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you want to help the Roundtable Girls, support us on Patreon. Get access to exclusive perks and have your name featured at the end of the video like all these beautiful, wonderful people. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and if you're new here, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications, stay in the loop with all things Steven. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day, night, whenever you're watching this. AwestruckVox,
RetroNemo,
and Tom,
signing out.